Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. We take up the 17th chapter of Gita titled Shraddha Traya Vibhag Yoga. The word Shraddha means faith, beliefs. And Traya Vibhag is the division of these beliefs into three parts of Satvik, Tamasik and Rajasik. In the earlier three chapters, 13, 14 and 15, Gita had dealt with the metaphysics, the search for God. In the final three chapters, Gita focuses on the practical aspects relating all the teachings given to human behavior. This chapter is in line with this thinking. Shloka 2. Krishna says, Trividha bhavati shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja satviki rajasi chaiva tamasi chet ta shrinu. Shraddha, as I said, is faith. The faith is born of the materially acquired nature, because ultimately all the acts are done by human beings, or for that matter by animals. So the faith has been divided for the purposes of classification into Satvik, Rajasik or Tamasik. And this chapter deals with each aspect of life and divided into three. There is an alternative to follow the scriptures, but it is not always possible to follow the scriptures. So one can look at the injunctions given in this particular chapter to modulate one's behavior for improvement. Krishna has divided this chapter into various parts and has brought out the qualities of Satvik, Rajasik or Tamsik in food, in sacrifices, that is yagya, in penance, that is tapa or austerities, and so on. And I shall take it up one by one. It's a very interesting discussion. I am fascinated by it. The simple principle to remember is that we should see that we act according to the prescriptions for Sattvic conduct and not for Tamasic conduct. In Shloka 3, Krishna has stated something remarkable. That our Shraddha, our faith, corresponds to our mind, our thinking. A person is made of his faith. One is whatever his faith is. Remarkable sentence. Sattva anurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata, says Krishna. Shraddham yo ayam purusho yo yat shraddha sa eva sah. And one is whatever one's faith is. Another thing that has been stated in this chapter, that these three traits can be modified by studying the scriptures and worshipping the Absolute. Shloka 8 talks of Satvik Ahar. Talk to any doctor, tell him of these foods, and he would agree with it. Foods that promote life, virtue, strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Foods which are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and agreeable. These are the foods which people take who have got a Satvik temperament. It is as if Gita was writing about foods that harm and foods that heal. A Reader's Digest book published around 35 years ago. Because the next stanza deals with Rajasi Ahar, foods which are excessively bitter, sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning, and they cause pain. Who doesn't know of acidity after eating fried food? Or who doesn't know of burning in the stomach after eating food too much spiced and chilled? Gita says these foods cause pain, sorrow, and disease. But these are the foods which are liked by people with a Rajasi temperament. And Tamasi bhojan, of course, is to be avoided at any cost. Stale, tasteless, putrid food, rotten, food leftovers, they should be discarded. The 11th shloka deals with yagya, that is sacrifice. The yagya performed according to scriptures purifies the mind. That is Satvik. This is done without desiring to enjoy the result of fruit. The Rajasik yag, as mentioned in the 12th shloka, is done with a view to enjoy the result and for an outer show of religiosity. There is a secondary interest. The performance of sacrifice is not being done for its own sake. It is being done to show off, or to enjoy the results, if any, which people believe might have come by performing sacrifice. The Tamasik sacrifice is one where no food is offered or distributed, which is performed without the appropriate mantras. The priests are not remunerated, and the entire exercise is devoid of faith. Shloka 14 deals with tapa, austerities. Dev Dvij Guru Praja Pujanam Shaucham Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha Shariram Tap Uchyate. What are the physical austerities? Lead a pure life, says Gita. Lead a straightforward life, says Krishna in Shloka 14. Celibacy, non-violence, worship of God, of the gurus, of the wise ones. These are Satvik austerities. They require a lot of control. That is why it is called tap also. The text numbered 15 is remarkable. Anudveg karam vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiv vangmayam tap uchyate. Our words must not harm anybody, must not injure their sentiments. The Sattvic speech does not cause distress. It is truthful. It is agreeable and beneficial. And of course, it includes the reciting of the scriptures. Then there is tap of man and buddhi. Mana prasad saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhav sam shuddhir iti etat tapo manasam uchyate. Peace of mind, gentle behavior, keeping silent, not speaking when not required, self-restraint, purity of heart. These are the austerities of the mind. These are qualities we should all try to imbibe. They are difficult, but they can be done. Don't retort the moment somebody speaks something and you have a ready an answer or your comment contradicting the other person. You are hurting somebody. Don't do it. Exercise self-restraint. Be pure in your heart. Don't think the other person is an idiot. Avoid lust, anger and greed. Don't act with duplicity. Don't try to cheat others. Now these are pieces of advice which are relevant to all mankind. It has nothing to do with religion. It is more of a social behavior. And social behavior is applicable to the entire world. This is where the universality of Gita comes in. Then what sort of charity should be offered? What is Satvik Dan? That is charity given at the proper time and place to a worthy person. Not to political parties who loot everybody else. Find a cause where you want to help and let it be without expecting anything. That is the advice given in text 20. Look at it dispassionately, you will find this advice to be so modern. And what is Rajasik charity? Where you think publicity will be given to you, where you think you will get something in return, tit for tat, expecting a reward, with a desire to enjoy the result and the fruit. That is Rajasik. While Tamasik is the worst. Wrong place, wrong time, an unworthy person, or even done with contempt. The finale of this chapter is in shlokas 23, 24 onwards. All of us have heard the three tiny words Om, Tat, Sat. One literal meaning is that Om is the truth. God is the truth. Gita explains this in detail in these stanzas. Shloka 23 reads, Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho Brahman Trivid Smritah Brahmanas Tenu Vedas Cha Yagyash Vihita Pura. The syllables Om Tat Sat are symbolic threefold representation of the Absolute. Gita takes it a step further and says that these three syllables gave rise to the Brahmanas, the Vedas and sacrifices. Now, one can go on elaborating on the meaning of the word Om. It is a sound which purifies the mind. Just sit tight, inhale and exhale while speaking Om. Om. Do it for 30 minutes. Your worries would be dissolved, your sorrows would be dissolved. That is why it is called by Gita the name or sound of God. Tat is also the name of God. In Upanishads, the sentence occurs, Tat Tvam Asi. Thou art Him. Sat is spoken as God being the cause of the world. Gita says, Krishna says, that the name of God, Om, should be chanted before all undertakings, and this will make them an effective offering to God. All our acts must begin. In Shloka 24, Krishna says, Tasmat Om iti Udyahritya Yagya Dana Tapakriya Pravartante Vidhanokta Satatam Brahma Vadinam. The students of the Vedas always prefaced and always started their acts of sacrifice, austerity and charity by uttering the syllable Om. Today, a lot of scientific research has been done on chanting Om, and it has been found that it brings changes in the mind. It brings forth peace, concentration, and you are able to eliminate stray thoughts. Sat is used to indicate reality and goodness. This also is used in the performance of praiseworthy acts. Sat is ultimately truth. And if we act truthfully in our conduct, we would end up with a better mankind, individually as well as in a group. Krishna says, those who seek liberation utter Tat while performing acts of charity, austerity and sacrifice. The last stanza of this chapter mandates Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapastapam kritam chayat asad iti uchyate partha na cha tat pret no iha. Any action performed without faith, even sacrifice, charity and austerity, is impious. Have faith. Have a solid belief. All our actions must be based on the solid rock of good faith. Otherwise, those actions will be apavitra, impious. In a nutshell, Chapter 17 divides all human activity into three groups. Satvik, Rajasik and Tamasik. We should try to attain, step on the ladder to reach the Sattvic way of living. It would help us without doubt. That is what Krishna says. And there is no doubting this injunction. Jai Sri Krishna. Jai Sri Krishna. Jai Sri Krishna.